Hello well-wishers and welcome to my channel Aspiring Minds. In today's video, we are going to discuss a famous personality, Ram Mohan Roy, and it is a critical essay written by Rabindranath Tagore. So grab your virtual seats and let's begin. Rabindranath Tagore was a distinguished Bengali poet, novelist, musician and educator. He reshaped Bengali literature and music and was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913, becoming the first non-European writer to receive this honor. He renounced his knighthood in 1919. Why? Because he was protesting against the British government's actions, especially during the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. His works include patriotic songs and essays that encouraged the rediscovery of traditional Indian knowledge in the struggle for independence. To tell you about the background or the context for this essay, we see that it was first published in the Vishwabharati University News in March 1933, making the centenary of Ram Mohan Roy's death. In this essay, Tagore reflects on the significant or the important role played by Raja Ram Mohan Roy in ushering modernity into India, and he emphasizes the importance of acknowledging his contributions. So we could say that the central message of this essay is to recognize and appreciate the contributions of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, who played a pivotal role in modernizing India. He argues that Roy's contributions were essential in overcoming the country's stagnation and leading it towards a more enlightened and progressive path. So for our convenience, I have divided the essay into these four parts. I'm going to introduce it to you. Then I'm going to discuss the role and impact of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, followed by the modern vision that he had in those days and how there was a need that the essay tried to bring about to recognize people like him. So in the introduction, the passage from the text is that it takes time to understand and appreciate any rare personality who comes at an age when his country has lost itself and it contradicts its own majesty. So here Tagore starts by noting that understanding exceptional, unique individuals like Ram Mohan Roy can be challenging, especially when their ideas were ahead of their time. Roy's vision seemed discordant. What is the meaning of discordant? Out of harmony, out of balance. It did not align with the times in which the essay was written, because the people that he proposed these ideas to were not prepared to accept his revolutionary ideas, and therefore it had led to a lot of conflict. To talk about the role and impact of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, it is said that he was one such man who had been rudely rejected by his country, which refused to be reminded of the responsibility of its great inheritance while clinging with desperate infatuation to its degeneracy. So over here, basically what they are trying to say is that Roy was initially rejected. He was not being accepted by the people. Why? Because the ideas that he proposed, it challenged the norms, the traditions, the set rules of the time. However, despite this rejection, his role was vital, his role was important, and it represented a necessary shift towards progress. Just as rain is important to clear the drought-like conditions, similarly, ideas of Raja Ram Mohan Roy were immediately required to be implemented in order for India to achieve the journey towards progress, bringing new life and hope. So, therefore, what was the significance of Ram Mohan Roy's modern vision? It is said that it is a matter of infinite wonder, that is, you cannot even count if you're trying to wonder about an obscure age of narrow provincialism. Ram Mohan Roy should be able to bring as a gift to his people who did not understand him the mind that, in his generous sympathy and understanding, comprehended the best aspiration of the East and the West. Now, this was a major need of the hour of the people who belonged to that time, because there was colonization, the British who had come to India. Tagore literally marvels. He is amazed at Roy's ability to not just envision new ideas, but he also stated those modern ideas during a time of provincialism and narrow mindedness, where people were rigid, they were not ready to change, and they were bowed down, they were feeling trapped in this East versus West conflict. So, Roy's broad understanding of both Eastern and Western cultures was important and instrumental in bringing a modern perspective to India. Ultimately, we see the need for recognition. For Tagore says, let us be worthy to his own him by our capacity to understand him and willingness to dedicate to him our proud homage of gratitude. So, over here, Rabindranath Tagore calls for recognition and appreciation of Ram Mohan Roy's contributions. He urges or requests the Indian people to honor Roy by understanding his legacy and acknowledge his impact on the country's progress. So, now what are the four major takeaways from this essay? First of all, it is about modernity versus tradition. Tagore explores the conflict between traditional values and modern ideas, highlighting Roy's role in bridging this gap and introducing progressive concepts to a resistant society. And thanks to the social media and people like you and I, who now try to accept the ideas that have been there in the past, but we also bring in our way of doing things, because that is how our generation is unique. But in those times, you can imagine, there was no social media. Forget social media, there was not even access to television for all people. So, being modern in that generation, you can let me know down in the comment section below whether it was easier to be modern then, or was it easier? Will it be easier to be modern now? Secondly, it tells us to recognize great individuals by acknowledging and valuing people who bring change, even if their contribution may not be immediately recognized. Thirdly, there was seen a cultural confluence. What do I mean by this? Tagore highlights the importance of trying to merge, bring together, to integrate different cultural perspectives, as it was also demonstrated by Roy's ability to merge the Eastern and Western ideas for the greater good of the Indian society. Just as in today's times, we Indians are not restricted to things that are happening in India. We try to get the best of everything. We've become a global economy for that matter. Whatever is the best of each country, we try to have that incorporated within our day-to-day life. So we are also doing it, and that is what Tagore requested for in those times. And lastly, the impact of reformers. So this essay reflects on how reformers like Ram Mohan Roy had the intention to bring about a true change in the society. It stresses that such contributions often require time to be fully appreciated and understood. You can imagine the very reason you and I are listening or talking about this is because there was indeed a change or an intention for change which was recognized. So, therefore, we can say that this essay serves to be a kind of a tribute to a visionary leader who played a crucial role in modernizing India. And through Tagore's reflections, we see how he encourages the readers to recognize and honor Ram Mohan Roy's significant impact on the nation. So that's it from this video. I hope you liked it. Do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more such future updates. Thank you for watching. Bye.